Hello everyone, this is Direwolf20 and welcome to episode 40 of Direwolf20's Let's Play series. Hard to believe we've already hit episode 40 here. It feels like I just recently started. So last episode we had a bit of good luck, didn't we? Right at the end of the episode I was talking about how rare and hard it was to get the Ender Lilies, and just as I was saying that, boom, a handful of Ender Lilies showed up in my Lunium chest there. I did let the Lunium chest run for a little bit, so we're going to go check in on it to see if we've had any more luck. Nice. 5 more of them. Sweet. So let's turn this guy back on and see what happens here. So he should be running, and looks like we're getting a few things. I'm not going to let him run too long, though, because I do want to save some of the mana that I have. And remember, it does take quite a bit of mana to generate this stuff. And considering how, 90% of it is kind of junky and you don't really need it, yeah, you're kind of hit or miss on whether or not you want to use the Lunium. But I lucked out and got myself some Ender Lily seeds, 10 of them as a matter of fact, which is pretty much an ideal number to get started. Really, 9 is what you want, but can't hurt to have an extra one, can it? Alright, so let's take a look at what we want to do to get Ender Lily seeds planted. Well, it's really pretty easy. You can plant them in just kind of any dirt. Grass, dirt, anything you want. Don't really need water, just plant them down and they're ready to go. Unfortunately, these guys take a long time to grow. And even if you were to get yourself something that speeds up growth, such as the Sigil of the Green Grove, or a watering can, both of these things combined should greatly accelerate the speed at which Ender Lily seeds grow. And you'll notice that we're not really having any luck here, are we? Nope. So Ender Lily seeds will have like a hard-coded, like it takes almost a full Minecraft week, so like 7 Minecraft days to start growing. So we've had one little piece of growth here. We've had another one here. It's going to take a long time for them to grow any further. You can see we've only got 14% progress. And there'll be a long delay before they're even allowed to progress to the next stage. However, there's something we can do about that. Woot! So this block right here is the Ender Core. You're going to need some Ender infused obsidian. You're going to need an Eye of Ender. So total so far, we're talking about 2 Ender Pearls. And then you're going to need some magical wood. Now this stuff, as you guys know, requires a bookshelf and some gold and any either enchanted books or enchanted items. So we actually happen to have a bunch of bows downstairs that we kind of never did anything with. So let's snag all those guys. Pop upstairs, throw them in the AE system, and we should be able to use the bows to actually do the crafting. So let's first get some Ender Core pieces. Let's get 1, 2, 3 sets of you, and then I'm going to get 1, 2, 3 sets of you, and now we need some magical wood. Now determined by mostly the strength of the enchant, as you guys might recall. Don't know how much of this I have. Can I get a bunch of books here by chance? Let's get some paper. I'll get like a stack or 2. I should have lots of sugarcane in there, so that shouldn't be too hard. And then paper should be easy as well to get. 10 of them? That's all I've got leather-wise? Really? Alright. Let's try the blank patterns then. I should be able to do this, get a stack or so, and hopefully with the assistance of lots of string, there we go. Lots and lots of books. And then we can do that. And then we can see what kind of luck we can have making this stuff. So let's get the bookshelf first. And then Ender Cores require the infused obsidian, these things, the books are, and then the gold in the corner. Okay. So cross your fingers that we have some kind of good enchanted stuff. So let's check first with bows, because we should have a good healthy number of bows that have some decent enchants on them. Nice, I'm getting 8 from that set. Okay. Let's see. Chest plate. That gets me 4. That's kind of cool. And we should have like some boots maybe that are enchanted from all the mobs I'm killing that are dropping, stuff. Well, that gets me 2. That's nothing too exciting. Let's see if we can get any more luck out of these. If I can just get a good handful of enchanted wood. Oh, good. Helmets. That's 1. Definitely no good there. Now, of course, I could go enchant some stuff if I wanted to. Once again, 1. and 2. Alright, not terrible. But now I should be able to get some ender cores. These things will greatly speed up how much the ender lilies will grow. So you'll notice out here, I'm going to go ahead and switch on my Sigil of the Green Grove again, and not click on stuff like that. So for demonstration purposes, right, these things have been sitting here for a while. I'm just going to pop down a couple ender cores and plant the ender lily seeds on these guys. And I'm going to water this one back here, and let's see how much faster these things grow. It should be a significant improvement. I'll come back in a second here once we've had some progress made. Alright guys, so a little bit of time has passed, and clearly we've had more advanced growth over here. So this guy's at 43%, this one's fully matured, and these guys are still all, tops 29%. So already we've seen, improvements courtesy of the ender cores. They definitely let things grow faster. Of course, it's random which block gets the tick applied to it with the watering can and with the Sigil of the Green Grove, but you can see these guys have already clearly made huge steps much faster than these. So the plan is we're going to need some more ender cores, so we're going to need some more ender pearls in order to get what we want. And we're also going to want to automate the planting and collecting of these ender pearls. So let's get a couple things going. How am I for ender pearls? I definitely clearly just used a few. Let's see, ender pearl, oh yeah, all right. We could probably do with a few more. But I would like to automate the speeding up of this, because standing here with the Sigil of the Green Grove and some watering cans is not good. Now, the downside is watering cans absolutely cannot be placed inside autonomous activators or any other kind of automated machine that could water for you. At least not these watering cans. We might look into making a watering can in the future that can be automatically placed into something to do stuff. It's definitely a powerful watering can, but it also comes at a pretty steep price. So we'll check that out probably later. I wanted to turn you off, not plant a bunch of flowers. Stop it. There we go. So we'll let this stuff sit out here and plant. What I would like to do now is get myself a ritual. So let's get some ritual stones going. We've got the master ritual stone, and we've got everything that we pretty much need for this ritual process. Did I get an extra ender lily seed out of that? I may have. Sweet. I'm just going to... you know what? I probably broke this one. Okay, well that makes sense. Cool. So this is going to be our, plan of attack anyway. So the ritual stones from Blood Magic are going to let us do a whole bunch of automation. Now, as I mentioned in the past, there are a ton of different ritual stone options. Let's get our ritual activation crystal and our ritual that we're going to do. Instead of Serenade of the Nether, which we'll probably check out later, I'm going to go with the Ritual of the Green Grove. This is a block structure that acts just like the Sigil of the Green Grove. And it's actually pretty nice the way it works. So let's actually pick these up. I'm, wasting a little bit of progress here on this, but that's okay. Let's fill in the dirt and get downstairs and find a place where I might want to automate this kind of thing. So let's see, where would I want to place an automated ender pearl farm? I could kind of tap into something similar that I did over here. Let's snag, where's our dire hammer? Probably in here. So similar to how I set up something, we could just tap into here a bit. And just light up the room a bit. Just make sure we don't get any monsters spawning in there. That would be nice. And we could call this, let's say, 3x3 area right here. So maybe I'll want to go one further back just to make a nice looking room. This is where I'll plant my ender cores. So for now I've got 3. I'll clearly want some more. Now in order to get this thing really sped up, let's get some dirt. That will eventually be placed with ender cores. Now in order to get this thing really actually working, let's place down our ritual. So any ritual starts with the Master Ritual Stone, and that sits right in the middle. We're going to place that down. Now, we could manually place down all the ritual stones and paint them, but that's just going to take a long time. Highly recommend getting yourself the ritual thingy here, this diviner, and specifying which one you want. As you can see, it's going to require 4 water and 4 earth stones, so a total of 8 ritual stones, which happens to be exactly what we have. Now, for the shape of the ritual, unfortunately, your best bet is to look on the internet. If you just head over to the Blood Magic mod post on the Minecraft forums, you'll be able to find pretty quickly what all these things look like. I happen to know that the ritual, the Green Grove, is just a 3x3 pattern, so it's perfect for our design. Nice. The other cool thing about rituals is you can turn them on and off with levers, so we're definitely going to want to do that. Let's get ourselves some red net cabling. Good, I've got a lot of that. Insulated red net. And I can put this stuff away for the time being that I don't need. So we're going to want basically a lever here that turns on and off the ritual. And I'm thinking maybe placing it right here would be cool. And let's run it down under the ground. And where you're going to want to place this is on the Master Ritual Stone itself. There we go. I don't know if it'll automatically connect. Looks like it does not. I don't think I can... Yeah, let's grab our Yeta wrench. And check this out. So we're going to specify the up connection is going to be in-out, and strong signal shouldn't matter. And we'll just leave the default color of red. We don't need multiple frequencies here. In fact, I could just be doing this with regular cable instead of the insulated one, but I had insulated handy, might as well use it. Cool. And we can connect this guy, and then we're going to want some smooth stone here, so let's just grab some while we're at it. And maybe even while we're doing stuff, let's get some conduit facades. Oh good, we already have a handful. I'm thinking 4 should be plenty. We'll throw them in the painting machine with smooth stone and let that cook. So now it's a simple matter of not forgetting all of our smooth stone. Place this guy here. Now this is the south direction, so we will modify the south direction to be an in-out. Strong signal again shouldn't matter. So now we should have a lever that we can place here. It'll connect to this guy, that'll run all the way underneath to the ritual and activate it. Neat. So the last thing to do is place down our ender cores, and we should activate the ritual. Remember, when you activate it, you need the weak activation crystal. If you haven't yet, right-click it so that it says current owner and your name. Otherwise, it won't work. So always, whenever you have a first-time use of a weak activation crystal, just right-click it on nothing, and it should bind it to your player. Now we can use it to activate the ritual stone by right-clicking the Master Ritual Stone. A little puff of red particles plus a rush of energy flowing through the ritual indicates that it works. Cool. It's going to use a big bulk of LP to get started. And then every time it operates, it's also going to continue to use a little bit. So if we were to place down our dirt and ender cores here, and we check, we'll see that so far we haven't really used any, but every, few seconds or so, it's going to use some. And the ritual here is not terribly expensive, so you can see it operating, and we can see we've already gotten some growth on these ender lily seeds. Nice. So a decent amount of LP use, right? Now if we activate the lever, it should turn off the ritual and no longer... Oh great, it's not working. What did I do wrong? I didn't think I would need a strong signal, but let's activate it. That mode go. Let's see if that helps now. 57,240. We'll give it a few seconds to make sure, but I think that should do it. Cool. And by now our facade should be done. 57,240 still. Alright, that's looking pretty good. So strong signal was required. It really shouldn't have been, but what do I know? There we go. Covered up. Very fancy looking. Beautiful. Nice. So with that, we can see we're not using LP. We turn off the lever, and we once again are using LP, and we've got the little red particle effects coming up out of there. So this should greatly increase the speed at which these ender lilies are grown. So we'll leave them for a little bit. We'll keep an eye on the essence of our internal soul network, and we'll be back in a minute to do some more cool stuff around this build, because next thing I want to do is automate the collection of these enders, pearls, and such. Let's figure out how we want to do that, because there's several options. By the way, guys, I should note that all of this stuff stacks, so you'll notice that I've really quickly made 2 mature ender lily plants. This one's almost matured, and the ones on the outer edge, of course, have like no progress at all because they're not on ender cores. But having the watering can plus the sigil of the green growth plus the ritual of the green growth should all stack. However, it's going to decimate your LP reserves. So make sure to turn off that sigil when you're done, and probably also want to make sure to turn off the ritual when you're not using it. Do keep track of where you've placed your rituals, because there's no easy way to find them. You'll just know that you're losing LP, and you'll say, now where did I put ritual stones, and what are they doing for me again? So trust me, keep track of that stuff. It's very, very important. Alright guys, we're back. So, for this, we're going to use a little bit of magic. We're going to use golems to automatically harvest and replant all those ender seeds that we've got down there. So, let's get started. There's a couple things we're going to want to get right off the bat. I did a little bit of research and managed to find my way towards the golem core for harvesting, which is just basically built around automating the farming process. And you'll also notice that I got myself the upgrade for order. So there's several upgrades you can apply to golems. We already checked out the speed one. I also unlocked the order upgrade, which basically makes your golems a little bit smarter. And in the case of the golem core for harvest, it allows them to replant the crops that they've harvested. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to set up a golem that could replant any crops he harvests, specifically the ender pearls. So let's get started. The first thing we're going to want to get ourselves are a couple of wooden golems. We're going to need 4 Humanus, Modus, and Spiritus. And that should come from our soul sand, our zombie flesh, and our trapdoors. So let's do 1, 2, 3, and these 2. Should give us a pair of wooden golems and lots and lots and lots of flux. Great. Everybody loves having lots of flux around, so let's grab this thing, and there we go. Making a mess already. Bad direwolf. I will eventually automate the cleanup of that stuff, I promise. I promise. Alright, next thing we're going to need is a little bit of nitor. I have 1 so far. I'm going to need a second, so let's make sure that we remember how to do that. So that is 3 of each of these. So if I were to check out coal, 3 of these would be 6. Cool. So that would be twice as much, and then we'd need about 12 torches. So let's put a few things away for now. That should be cool, right? Is that right? I think that's right. So we're going to need 3 lux per, and I'm going to get 2 of these, so I actually need 6 torches, I lied. Cool. And that should be good. And then we're going to want probably 2 glowstone. 1, 2, and then the glowstone. Perfect, a little bit of nitor. Beautiful. Do I have any bricks out here? That might be the one thing I forgot to bring with me. So let's pop back here, grab some bricks. We need 8 of them in total. And then it's a simple matter of, maybe don't have enough of what I need, but we'll see. My wand over here should be at least relatively full. If I can find it. There it is. Nice, it is. Beautiful. That'll get me some blank animation cores, and then we craft them up like this. I believe we're going to want dirt and gold. Will give us luck, rum, and terra. And then we drop one of these in to get ourselves a golem animation core for gathering. Cool. Clean that up. And then for harvesting, we're going to want a little bit of wheat and a couple of iron hose. So is that stuff bubbling? It is. So wheat, iron hose should give us what we need. We need 5 messes and meadow there. We've got 6 of each. We can drop this in there and get our golem animation core of that. And then the final piece we're going to need is just an order shard, surrounded by some gold nuggets. and a little bit of ordo here to get us that. All right, cool. Let's head back and see that I've got, hopefully, everything I need to automate this. The only other thing we're going to want is a chest to dump this stuff into. So for now, we'll just use a wooden chest. Pop downstairs, and we will configure the following. I'm probably going to want to place the first golem down, which I forgot to bring with me. Dire derps ahoy. 1, 2. Now this guy's job is to do some harvesting of any plants he can find. And for the time being, I'm going to disable my ring of magnetization because I don't want that to impact anything that's about to happen. So first put your order upgrade on, otherwise he'll start harvesting and not replanting, and we definitely don't want that. Then we apply our harvest guy here, and he should start automatically harvesting our ender lilies, and you'll see the ender pearls just sit on the ground, and the ender lily seeds do get replanted. Nice. Now, in order to collect these things, we're going to want to place our golem, right-click him on the chest, and he will know that this is his home now. And then we simply put the gather core on there on this guy. And I'm just trying not to accidentally pick these things up. There we go. And he should go collect everything and place it in the chest. Nice. So now we can flip our lever back off, which turns on the ritual. And I will speed this up a little bit, and we should wind up with a healthy number of ender pearls relatively soon. Do just keep an eye on your life point network, because if you start running low, bad things start to happen. So I see that we have a mature ender lily here. Very cool. So our golem should spring into action relatively quickly. Sometimes with these, especially, I don't know if it's blood magic or what, but every now and then, oh yeah, don't right-click these with bone meal, which I just did by nature of the fact that I right-clicked it with the sigil by mistake. That actually causes them to go backwards in their growth. Oh, there we go. He finally went and picked up. Nice. Very cool. So that, my friends, is an automated ender pearl farm. I'm going to take these new ender pearls that I just got, bring them upstairs, make a couple more ender cores, and I'll be back in just a minute. Yeah. So as you guys may recall, I told you bad things happen when you start to run low on life points, and that's exactly what has just happened. I am out of LP. So let's turn off this ritual if we can. Come on. There we go. And give myself some LP with my Magician's Blood Ore. Remember, that'll automatically just deposit a small amount of LP into your soul network for you, get you out of that dizzy state. So keep an eye on where you have things. So far, oh, we've already gotten 2 more ender pearls. Nice. Right now, I am cooking up some enchanted books at the level 30. So you can see right there, we threw some books into the auto enchanter. Gonna wind up getting those and using them to make the enchanted wood that we need for a few more ender cores. I've made 1 so far and then ran out of enchanted wood. So to-do list, get more enchanted books. There we go. And we'll put this guy on here. Alright, let's cross our fingers that we get a decent turnout here from all these books I just made. Ooh, 8 magical wood. That works. Let's make some ender cores then. Woot. That'll at least get me 2 more. Beautiful. So let's shift gears real quick. One of the things we're going to want to do using all these ender cores is going to be to get ourselves a bit more LP, because as you noticed, I pretty quickly ran out. Now I've been killing some zombies over there, courtesy of my spawner thing, but I would like to get this thing automated as quickly as possible. So right now I'm just running over. I left the lever on. I wouldn't mind this lever being a little bit faster at spawning zombies. Debating if I really want to do that though, because that's going to be a huge power draw. Like right now we're already draining quite a bit. I think it's 500 RF per tick. And I think if I put a octadic capacitor in there, it would be even crazier. Can I request one of those be crafted? Do we have the stuff for that right now? Just one of them? Sure, why not? It'll be a minute. So while that's going, let's go downstairs and take a look at augmenting our dynamos. So right now we're doing pretty good on power gen, but we could always do better. And that's what I'm going to go for right now. Remember, we can store and transfer about 5,000 RF per tick. And right now, we're doing 80 RF per tick for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 different dynamos. So in total, we're generating about 640 RF per tick. Let's see if we can improve that. We can augment using the augmentation tab here of our compression dynamos and make them better. There's basically two augments we can make. Let's take a look at augmentations. So for dynamos, and you can tell it's because it's got this little symbol on here, there's gearboxes and optimization and regulator. So these are the three tiers of machines that basically do fuel efficiency. So it makes it more efficient at using fuel. In other words, it'll use less fuel to generate the same amount of power. The other one is transmission coils. So these guys will either double 4 times or 8 times the energy produced, while at the same time, increasing by the same amount how much energy is consumed and reducing the efficiency. So if we bump this guy all the way up to this level, we'd have 8 times the energy produced for 8 times the fuel consumed, but we'd also have a 30% penalty on the energy or fuel use of the energy production. So we kind of want to try and balance these. Now the only downside to this is that you can only install the second tier of the upgrade if you've already installed the first tier. And the same for the third. You can only install the third tier of the upgrade if you've already installed the second tier. So let's take a look at what's involved in making these. And I think if I can, I'm going to go ahead and use some auto crafting to do this, because we're going to want one for probably most of our machines out there. So let's teach it how to make a secondary transmission coil. That's probably not a terrible idea. We'll make sure that this is in crafting pattern mode, and while we're at it, we can probably clear our inventory of some of this junk we don't need at the moment. You can see I've been doing some work around my base. So that will get us a secondary transmission coil, and then this guy's easy enough to craft. Now for the second tier of the thing here, we've got this, and it's same redstone transmission coil, so we just need some lead and some electrum. Did I teach my system how to make electrum? That is a very good question. I did. Hooray. So we should have no problem making that automatically. Cool. Let's install these guys here, here, and here. That sounds like a good place. And while I'm at it, let's go ahead and get ourselves some more blank patterns. Can I request like 10 of those? Do I have the stuff for that? I do. Nice. And while that's cooking, I'm going to look into making the augmentations for this stuff. So for this, we're going to need, again, a redstone transmission coil, so that's good. And then it's just copper and redstone. So can I do blank yet? Nice. Encode that guy. And we'll do one more augment for secondary transmission coil. Did I already do this one? Yeah, we want the flux modulation booster, and that's going to require copper, silver, and glowstone. Cool. Pop these guys into here, and now we're ready to autocraft. So let's take a look at the augments that we're going to want. We're probably going to want, for now, let's say 2 of each. So we'll do 2 of you, 2 of you, 2 of these guys, and 2 of these guys. Sweet. That, my friends, is why auto-crafting is the best. Now, if we bring it down here, we can see what kind of an effect we'll have on our compression dynamo. So right now, we're generating 80 RF per tick. And we're probably losing a bit of power at the moment because we're probably charging our redstone energy cell over there because our quarry's running. We've got the zombie thing running. So let's improve these things. So we can't place the golden level stuff in here. Also, there's already one augment built in. It's the integrated redstone. It basically allows these to be controlled with a redstone signal. We're not using that right now, so why bother? We'll just get rid of it. Like I said, you can't put the gold ones in here. So these are the ones that increase your fuel use at the same time that you're increasing your power output. So you'll notice when I place the gold one in there, nothing changes over here. You need to go ahead and place the silver version of it in there first. You'll notice that this one, like it said, doubles your energy produced, doubles your fuel consumption. Cool. Now I can place the gold level in there, and that'll bring us up to 4 times. Nice. So huge improvement in terms of RF output, right? We're like, this one is about half of what the entire 8 were doing. So we have a huge increase in the amount of power producing. But of course, it's also increasing drastically the amount of fuel consumption. So let's place these 2 in here. This will reduce fuel consumption, not quite as much as we're consuming it, but it'll definitely help. So if we do the same over here, we'll do this, 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 and this, we should wind up with a decent amount of improvement, right? So these 2 together are producing 640 RF per tick, which is what all 8 used to be doing. So definitely a huge improvement, right? And we can continue to add to that as we need. So let's see, are we having a net gain here? We are. Nice. And if we come over here to check, we should hopefully see, you're no longer dumping power into anything. So probably when the cart comes back, it'll probably drain some. But hopefully what we'll wind up with is enough power consumption and production that, things don't really matter so much. What I'm also going to do is is it nighttime? It is. Let's take a nap real quick. Getting tired. Lots of work done this episode. Trying to get everything pretty much ready for you guys because I'm about to give you a world download again, and I like to have most of my projects wrapped up when it's world download time, so like we're at least at a pretty stable place so you guys can download the world and have some fun with it and not have to worry about me being in the middle of anything. So clearly lots of monsters spawned in here. What I might do is just get rid of this bottleneck. So right now I've got orange cable coming into here. I could just get rid of the bottleneck and run orange cable straight up. I think I'm going to do that. So let's grab some conduit stuff. I've got 13 of them. I should probably craft about 20 more. That shouldn't be too hard to get. I can at least start this process. Clear this out. And let's switch ourselves into power mode. There we go. And probably best to do this in bat. Is my magnet pack on? Yeah, it is. Cool. Definitely going to need more than 13 of these things. There we go. Nice. Okay. Now, let's get rid of this thing while we're at it, because we don't really need him there anymore. He's really just a bottleneck for the system. Teleport back over here. Hopefully our conduits are done. Nice. And pop right back over. So now we can just run this thing straight up. I can hear lots of zombies needing to be killed in there. Ah! Wrong button. Now can I sneak this on there? Perfect. Nice. So now if we check in here again, what we should see is this thing running again. He's getting the power that he needs. Awesome. And lots of zombies and such to kill. Now I could upgrade that to an octadic capacitor. I may wind up doing it. But I mean, obviously for now it looks like we have a ton, but I've been letting this thing run for the last 5 minutes, so it will quickly run out. Where's my sigil? Ah, there it is. Sweet. So we've got a pretty efficient system, it looks like. Let's pop back over to here. That octadic should be done by now. I'm just curious. I think the energy use is going to be 1,500. And if that's the case, it's going to be pretty high demand, but I think with our resonant energy cell and the power production that we have at this point, it shouldn't be too hard of a stretch. So let's do... yeah, we can just pop into here. If I bump this guy to an octadic capacitor, how much? Yeah, 1,500 RF per tick. I'll let it be, and we'll see if that turns out to be too much power requirements on our system. I mean, obviously I can always just turn it off and it's not draining anything, and that's nice. So we'll let this thing fill up. Our LP points should be, wow, pretty nice again. Very cool. I think starting next batch of episodes, we'll probably start automating this so I no longer have to stand here and manually kill zombies, because that is getting pretty tedious. And you know how much I hate tedious stuff. Cool. So with that, guys, I think it's about time to wrap up episode 40. I hope you guys have enjoyed it. Lots accomplished this episode, which I'm pretty pleased with. And we'll come back next episode. We will, now that I've got a decent amount of LP stored up, I can flip this back on, start getting more ender pearls. I'll work between this episode and next. Maybe you'll get a world download with it, maybe not. I forget. I'll figure it out and decide which path I want to take. But I'll try and get more ender lily or ender cores here. Obviously, with the growth increase here, you're definitely doing your best to get lots of ender cores, right? Very cool. Yeah, we'll have lots of ender pearls as a result of this. I'll keep it off for now because I just don't want to be draining LP at this point. But also with our power upgrades, we should see a net gain in power maybe. Well, we're losing quite a bit right now, but you know what I bet we're doing is charging up the energy cell over here. Yep, could have guessed it. But that's okay because I think with these 2 upgrades, and I can always install more if I need to, maybe I'll just get one more set of upgrades and install it in that last third one there, and that'll definitely help. It'll mean we're going to run through our oil really quick, but can't be helped. There we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right. So, like I said, hope you guys enjoyed it. World download coming up. You should see it in the forum post a little bit later today. You know, it usually takes me a little while to get that forum post up and running. But now we've got a huge amount of RF production. Gotta love it. All right, guys. Take it easy.